Alright, welcome back to Mr. JDM, and today we're going to work on the red wagon again. It's actually the same day as last video. We're going to try to get her started today, so we need to get all the spark plugs, valve cover, and just the distributor, and just there's a couple things that need to be buttoned up. First thing we need to do is fix this wire right here. It goes to the temp sensor thing right here. I think this is the temp sensor for the gauge. Might be the one over here. Actually, on these, I think it's on the back of the engine. But we need to get that fixed. I have a new clip, so we're gonna strip the wires and solder the new piece on there. All right, we're gonna clip off this and clean it up and re-solder it. Let me find a knife. Found a rusty razor. It should work though. Doesn't work real well, but it works. Wire strippers. Here's the new piece that plugs into it. The heat shrink. Alright, got a little bit of this. That seems to be pretty good. It's a little longer than the original, but oh well, it'll work. Alright, next let's get the valve cover put on. This is a valve cover from the Rovers. Found it on eBay a while back ago. Alright, let's get the spark plugs put in. They're supposed to be pre-gapped, but that gap looks pretty big. Let me go find my gap tool. Alright, well after checking the gap, it is to spec, so I'll leave it alone. Alright, well, it sounds like my alarm is going off. It is lunchtime, so I will be back. Alright, so it's the next day. After I ate lunch, I started watching this stupid ass movie and I fell asleep. So I ended with putting the spark plugs in. I tightened them down already, and now we're going to do the distributor. And one thing I noticed, I did not get this clipped in all the way, or I didn't put the clamp on. Let me go find some needle nose. A welding plier should work. Let me find the screws for that. You gotta have this thing clocked right, because one side's bigger than the other side, and I believe it's this way, but it doesn't seem to fit. And then when I rotate the other way, it doesn't want to fit. Alright, there we go. We found the screws. Well, I found one. That should do for now. Let's get these spark plug wires in there, and we should be able to start her up, hopefully. Connect the distributor. And let me go get the keys. So we got the keys. Let's start her up and hopefully she starts. Now she hasn't started since before I started this, when I took the supercharger off. And the fuel in the tank is probably super old. I don't even remember how long ago that was. So I don't really expect much as far as starting. We need to hook up power too. Alright, I got the keys, and now we're gonna connect this up to her so she has power, because I don't have a battery. I can't find the negative battery terminal. I'm not getting any power. Alright, so I pulled the battery from the Beagle and stuck it on here. Let's see if she fires up. Alright, well, I think we're killing the battery. I think this battery's about had it anyway. I don't know. Let's give it a little bit more time and we'll try to start her up again. Alright, so I pulled the battery from that CRV. It's a lot newer, 2018. The original battery that was in here is from 2015, and that thing wouldn't charge, wouldn't do nothing. So This thing's been sitting here for, I don't know, a good hour charging. So we are going to try to start it. Let's move this over to start. Tell you what, let's move it over here. Yeah, I know the sun's in the way, but got a view. Let's start her up, try to at least. Alright, well, she started up. I killed it real quick because I forgot the I don't have the idle thing, and I don't have a block off plate here, and so it's wide open, so it's sucking in all that vacuum. Let's try to do something about that. Alright, we got some good old trusty duct tape. I'm going to stick on the back of that hole to try to cover it up. That way it doesn't draw in as much vacuum. That is a major vacuum leak. I also had to stick a screwdriver in here because I don't have a like a shim for the battery, and it wouldn't tighten down. So alright, let's try to start her up again. Alright, I don't have the exhaust hooked up either, so that's why it's so loud. But let's see here. Another issue is the RPMs aren't working. I think it's the blue wire on the distributor. It doesn't feel loose. Maybe it's this blue wire. I don't know. But it started up. It sounded okay, other than the exhaust. Maybe I should hook the exhaust back up. Alright, let's try to get this in there. Let me try to get some vice grips and clamp it down. I think it's about as good as I'm gonna get it. Well, you're kind of in the way, so you're gonna miss out on this. Alright, I got the exhaust on there, and I put this ground wire on here. And one thing you don't want to do, I see people do it all the time, they ground it to the valve cover, which makes no sense because there's a rubber gasket in between the head and the valve cover, and there's rubber gasket in between the tube and the valve cover, so it doesn't ground it. You're grounding to nothing. So you want to ground it to the main stud. That way it grounds into the head and into the whole engine. Alright, so hopefully it won't be so loud, and maybe I can leave it running. There is another vacuum leak right there. I'm gonna go ahead and clog that, or fix that. Alright, so I got this with a screw or a bolt stuffed in it. Hopefully this will stop that from leaking over there. Alright, let's try to start it up again. Alright, it starts up. There's nothing leaking other than I don't have antifreeze. So she's smoking there, and I don't have a hose back here hooked up either. Probably can't see it. Right there. I don't have that hooked up either. So we need to work on that. But we got her started, and I'm pretty happy about that. She runs. Hopefully that battery will be okay. Now that she's running, we can get our timing cover and everything up back on. Get the crank and the alternator, the power steering, get all that set up. But yeah, I'm pretty happy at this point. We've made some progress. Alright, well, I accomplished what I wanted to get done today. Actually, it was supposed to be yesterday, but my ass fell asleep. But yeah, I got it accomplished. It started. I guess in the next video we'll work on getting all the coolant situated, and yeah, she is coming along and we are making progress. So I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. But my RPM still isn't working. But I'm not worried about that. I'll deal with that once I get her running right and have antifreeze. But I mean, this car, this motor, it only has 145,000 miles on it, which is amazing for a 91 Honda Civic.